Whether you're turning the volume up or down, you're communicating directly about how you're going to spend your time. Ace of Swords and Two of Pentacles. This can talk about sending a direct message. And with this ace here, this message has probably been living within you for a long time. And what I like about this here, this communication that I'm seeing, is that it's simple. You're not mincing your words. You're not mincing your language, what you're typing up, what you're saying, even your body language. It's clear. It's clear. And the way that these pentacles are arranged, it can talk about resorting and reorganizing, reprioritizing. There is a reason why you are feeling like it is time to start opening your mouth or communicating the best way that you know how. Many of you are going to be investing in learning how to share your story or spending more time in spaces that make it very easy for you to directly share your story, share your intentions. To invest in your voice or to invest in direct communication with significantly more ease. And I'm saying that ease is there because the Two of Pentacles, the options are clear. So I feel like that's why it's easy for you to make a decision now. To feel confident being the person who can decide with confidence. You may also be feeling supported by something bigger than you. Okay, something much bigger than you. And I wonder if it's just what has been brewing within, that inner voice, that inner roar that wants to come out and say, enough. Enough with playing small. Enough with competing with others where you're not really making any progress. Enough with the trying to be approved, because you don't need that anymore to gain, like, I'm getting like social capital. Social capital. I was gonna say, I'm getting strong Capricorn energy from that, but then we do have the Two of Pentacles. And Capricorn very much can resonate with the Two of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here is like, we're willing to sacrifice one of these. We're willing to directly communicate that maybe between the options that are in front of us, we're willing to step back from the frame and we're going to make a decision when we're ready. There's something about this middle point here that I feel that this Ace of Swords is kind of targeting. So if we're talking about messages coming in and direct messages, this middle point that I keep honing in on, that may be an upgrade in receiving downloads, in receiving direct messages, in hearing yourself, in hearing what the language has been around the anxiety, and hearing what the language has been around being able to decide for yourself, and hearing what you have been conditioned to believe about sharing of yourself, giving, giving your testimony. Pulling back, and for some of you, this is meditation on another level. There's focus here. There's focus on the word. There's focus on what you're affirming. There's focus on the questions that you want to ask. In fact, this could be saying, whether you're asking yourself internally, externally, we are okay. Maybe this is internally and externally for some of you. We're curious now. We're asking simpler questions, and then we're receiving simpler answers. Above all else, whether we're turning the volume up or down, we're no longer trying to complicate our lives. We're not complicating our stories either. Therefore, we're not going to complicate how we express them. Communicating directly, I can sense that's been a major fear for a lot of people. But maybe this is also a realization that there's been a part of you that has been saying, I need to be heard by you, by you. That is why we have been feeling ignored. That is why when it seems like it's time for us to share our feelings, or we're emotional, or we need someone to help us calm down for a moment, it feels like no one's listening. There's a part of you that needs to be heard. And I'll say this too, with the Two of Pentacles right here, and mimicking also like an hourglass with time, I'm gonna say this. It is okay to slow down. It's safe for you to slow down right now. Take it easy. You don't have to rush anymore. Because I feel like when it comes to like that directness, that speed, let's use the academic setting, for example. You know, you got to take an exam, you have 30 questions to answer, and you have 45 minutes on the clock. Go. That pressure, that, oh, I gotta, you know, or if somebody who had more power than you, more authority than you in your life was constantly demanding you show up quickly, you answer quickly, you act quickly, you can slow down now. They don't have to be here anymore. If this is relevant to you, I encourage you to spend some time asking yourself, what do you need? What do you need right now? It's okay if you want more time to decide. It's okay if you want more time to figure out things. It's okay if you want to just be here. Be here right now instead of constantly rushing to go somewhere else. I asked, what can result from choosing whatever is showing up in this position here? And we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. The Three of Pentacles can talk about community, family, organization, group projects, working together. But do you see how we went from a 2 to a 3? It's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming. There's inclusivity here. There is teamwork here, camaraderie. There is shared visions going on within this space. And this is structure. Combined with the Ten of Cups. Usually the tens, as you'll hear me say, is about excess. But I have a feeling that with all of this, this is about creating more firm, linear boundaries. Piscean energy can resonate with the dissolving of boundaries. And there's a time and place for that. But I do feel that many of us are focused on kind of keeping things small, keeping things quieter, or moving in spaces where you can amplify your voice. And to do so, you know you have to remove the excessive energies. To me, it looks like this Three of Pentacles is keeping out the Ten of Cups. And that Piscean energy, while it's great, I call them the Imagineers of the Zodiac, all of that extra input's not always necessary. All of that extra input is what caused the brain scrambling. It also feels like if there's this cycle of trying to tear down these walls that have been built, you see that red there? And do you see how these pentacles are connected, like hanging on to each other? It's almost like a closed game of like Red Rover. But instead of us going across the plains, we're holding together so that whatever's trying to come in trying to continually come in from any angle. And look at this wheel here. There's something that's perpetual or like inevitable about this. Whatever is trying to make its way in there, run in. Wherever you're at, wherever you can choose to be, you're holding tight. The foundation is strong. What's created here cannot be easily dissolved. So this can talk about very strong energies, very strong emotions. I'm not saying that the Pisces can't regulate their emotions, but I do feel that we could be talking about organizations or groups of people that you know. They could be trying to communicate with you, but there's something about blocking off. So being more direct leads to a more simplified experience because we feel more, we can, okay, this is potential, we can feel more comfortable keeping out what we know can dissolve these boundaries. Some of you, this is talking about chosen family or whittling down your circle so that you're not hearing all of this extra and you're just focusing on showing up for each other and showing up together. Making sure that our porches are clean. Taking care of what's right in front of us instead of worrying about the what ifs or like what we know was not helpful. What we know was not going to be relevant at this point in time. In fact, I feel like with this Ten of Cups, I mean, it can resonate with family. Both of these cards can resonate with family. But we don't need all of this excess input anymore. And I wonder if the Ten of Cups is also talking about the expression of approval. Ooh, I just heard this. Fill my cup, 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 fill my cup. This is like we're holding down the fort. We're making sure we have supplies for us. We're making sure that we have shelter for us. We're making sure that we have financial stability for us. There's something about an immediate space, immediate location, and focusing on making sure there's protection there, but also preserving. We'll be talking about looking at all this red and kind of fiery energy, despite not having any wands here. I am hearing something about security and firewalls. All right. If this is looking at the waves, the internet, okay, fast forms of communication, I can see many of you spending time to simplify your network for sure. This could be like investing in blocking off. This is how you're prioritizing yourself, blocking. Or, you know, putting up privacy where it needs. Privacy screens going up now. Dissolving of boundaries. There's not a whole lot of privacy here. In fact, being able to assert your space and you know, have your own bubble, it's not really encouraged the way that this card is showing up within this reading. But you can do it. You have tools in place. You have resources in place. There are other people that you can connect with that are immediately around you in your current environment who can help you and you can help them build a structure where growth can happen. And I say growth too because of the family card. It's like, to keep it very simple, okay, the mother and father come together to produce a child. We go from 2 to 3. So we could be combining forces with other people to produce a maybe tight-knit or closer community. We may even be creating our own space away from this community so that we have somewhere to fall back on. We have somewhere to share our ideas. We have somewhere where we can feel comfortable enough asking questions, or we feel like we're welcome and we can just be here. We're allowed to simply observe, but we're allowed to be a part of it. when it's time for you to speak, when it's time for you to be in the spotlight, you know you'll have your turn, because there won't be all of this excess here muting what you have to say, overwhelming your opportunities to stand up and speak, which means you're going to have more time to solidify your intentions. You're going to have more time to understand how you speaking your intentions or communicating your intentions can be manifested. But it's like, these are ideas that are still floating out in the ether. It's like, that's nice, but I'd rather spend time in spaces where we're actually grounding those concepts. We're actually grounding those concepts. So going back to that Capricorn energy, and here we have the Three of Pentacles. This is successfully like building that social capital. This is successfully rebuilding or gaining financial capital. And let's pull back to Capricorn and being about the bones. This is properly recovering, going into spaces where you know you can heal, going into spaces where you know that if you are wounded, you can be protected. And your wounds are not weaknesses. It's opportunities for other people to show up for you. You're gaining a lot by doing a little now. That time of, you gotta run, due to the rushing nature, you don't have to do that anymore. Be clear about your intentions. Be clear about the questions you want to ask. And if anything, simplify your intentions and simplify the questions you're asking. It's very apparent that we no longer want to live a complicated life. The complications will be there, right? But our awareness is the constant. And the way that you are aware of your options, the way you are aware of your environment, the way you are aware of your circumstances, it's a power move instead of something to be scared of. You're ready to build. You're ready to build. We got to take the prototyping and eventually integrate it, right? But to do that, and to do that seriously, we got to work with the other people who do this as well. So if the Ten of Cups is representing like that starting projects but never finishing it, or always delving off our responsibilities to others, that emotionally regulate for me, that thing, this is preservation and reaping the rewards of preservation. The protecting and providing, the nurturing and the gestation and the creation that comes from that. You know what you're doing. You absolutely know what you're doing. And it's showing. So I intend that this reading felt validating, that you felt seen and heard, and that you find different ways to really exercise your voice, to hear yourself so that you can feel comfortable being heard by others who give a damn about you, who know how to show up for you, feet on the ground. They're actually here versus, oh yeah, still floating up in the air. There's still this nebulous, I don't know. Not anymore. There's evidence here. There's tangible, physical evidence here. And I like that a lot of you are taking yourselves more seriously and taking that to the next level. Because I also feel like just saying, y'all are aware some of you don't feel like you have a choice. You don't have a choice when it comes to cutting out certain things. Because we have survived a complicated life, and we are very clear about what is now complicating it. So it's almost like I don't have a choice but to cut this out, unless I want to go back to being in perpetual survival mode. And you clearly don't want to be in this anymore, because baby, you're being direct. So I thank you for allowing me to be a messenger. I love doing this. If you don't know, my name is Mayan, and if you would like a personal reading from me, the information is in the description below. I'm so used to doing it on YouTube below. It's in my description. And please do your best to keep the faith in all the work that you're doing for yourself. You're a powerful person, all right? So, I love you very much, and until next time.